can enjoy it, and marine life can survive. This is a message from WEFM 99.9, the clean, fresh sound.
Listen all day, every day on your favorite streaming platform. The clean, fresh sound. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
It is now 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, just a couple seconds away from 9:22. Okay, and it's 9:22 officially. And we are now going to be conducting an interview with JCI St. Vincent as it relates to the visit of the regional president and upcoming convention and any other activities that they would like to share with us this morning. In studio, we have Leisha Samuels, who is the West Indies national president, Casey De Freitas, that stands for West Indies, right? The West Indies Convention 65 director, and Dominic Horn, the vice president of individual development. So, lady and gentlemen, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we feeling this morning?
I'm excited because it's my first time in St. Vincent.
Oh.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
Welcome.
Lovely.
As I say, everybody who comes here, welcome to the best island in the whole wide world. Let's fight on it.
I'm not going to fight with you this morning, but I'm enjoying myself.
Lovely. Happy to hear, but welcome nonetheless.
All right. So, what about you, Casey and Dominic? How are you guys feeling?
So, well, you guys already know I'm excited to be here as a convention director, hosted the most important activity for JCI West Indies of the year. I'm always excited. So, I'm here bringing the energy and amazing updates this morning.
Okay. And Mr. I'm afraid of radio.
Right now, I think I'm doing pretty good. Of course, a bit tired, but I'm always excited to be here.
Okay. All right. So just a reminder for folks, right? What is JCI St. Vincent all about? Okay.
So feel free to jump in anytime you want. But JCI St. Vincent is essentially an organization which tries to focus on professional development of youths. For youths, we define that as anyone between the ages of 18 to 40. And with me being the Vice President of Individual Development, what we do is we tend to create trainings that can help to maximize, the development of the individual, as the name suggests. So right now, well, not right now, but today, around 5 o'clock, we'll be having what we term an official JCI training, which we're going to teach our members and anyone who's welcome how to lead meetings effectively. So that's just one of our many trainings that we have coming up. But there's also different opportunities for persons to network. So JCI is one of the main powers of JCI is networking. As we see, our national president is from Antigua, and a lot of these are professionals within their field. So they're incredible, they're skilled, and you can now be part of this powerful network. By the way, I'm forced to say anyone can join.
Right. Right. So I was going to ask, how can one become a member of JCI? Is it by invite only? Is it upon hearing this interview, can I message Casey on Instagram? How can I actually join if I have an interest?
Of course, anyone, once there's no invite only. All you have to do is you can go on Instagram page and you'll find a few of our posters. You can message our Instagram, and then our PRO, who's in charge of our Instagram, will send you a Google form link. Once you place your information in that, and I review the information, I would contact you and say, congrats. We like what we see. You can join and you'll be a prospective member. To be officially inducted and become a full member, you have to attend at least 3 general meetings. You have to attend 1 training and participate in 1 project.
Okay.
So that's about it.
And I don't have to, because you use the word, professionals of different walks of life, but is it just open to anybody who has an interest in giving of service and of personal self-development? Is it open to everybody in that? Falling between the stipulated age range, I'm open to everybody in that sense. Yeah.
So I can add on this,
Mhm.
just generally, just to tell you a little bit about the organization in general. So you might be wondering, JCI, what does it stand for? It's actually Junior Chamber International, and it is an international organization in over 105 countries with over 100,000 members worldwide. So network is very big, and it's all about leadership development, especially in young people, because at the end of the day, the youth are our future. So we might as well train them to be great leaders. So it's open to everyone. And if you look at the history of the organization, it has been, you didn't have to have professional. A lot of people came into the organization, developed skills, and they grew their professional careers. So it's like, okay, I was just here, I was just trying to learn something, but I learned so much about project management, about how to lead effective meetings, how to lead people, how to motivate people. I mean, as a volunteer organization, you're not getting paid to be here. For you to stay committed and develop, it takes a lot. And it's not easy, but you get a lot of real life situations that you learn on the spot, and we give you the opportunity to learn by doing. So for me, I'm from JCI West Indies. We're across the region. And this year is our 65th year as a JCI West Indies body. And I'm from Antigua, there's Barbados, Dominica, Grenada, Guyana, St. Vincent, of course, Trinidad, Tobago, and we're looking on bringing on board St. Kitts and Nevis, as well as St. Vincent. St. Lucia, apologies, St. Lucia. We're really looking at convention. We're hoping to really bring St. Lucia on fully reaffiliated with us. And when we meet, we're exchanging ideas and best practices and the way forward. And I like to say this, JCI West Indies is actually older than CARICOM. In terms of we've been working together, and trying to find solutions to problems.
Shots being fired.
No, it's not shots being fired. I'm just saying, it's just like we've been working together to try and bring regional unity. And I guarantee that some of our members are probably, okay, they've been a part of West Indies. They're like, okay, we should try to do this on a regional level, because a lot of our past members or current members are politicians, some are church leaders. They go on and do other things in their lives. So we like to say life, it goes up to 40, but then we hope that you go into the world and you continue to lead in different aspects, whether NGOs, whether government, whether religion, sports, whatever, you're making a difference in the world. And that's what we want to see as JCI. Young people leading in different aspects of life.
Okay. Sounds really great. I'm curious about I'm not sure what you call it. I don't want to call it a chain because I'm sure it has a proper name. What does this? It's a chain?
It is a chain. It is a chain.
Okay. I thought it probably had a special name.
No.
Okay.
It's just chain.
So on each of it, is it something that you've accomplished? What does each?
This is a chain. So at every level, we have chains. Some of them may look different in how they are, and it goes all the way into international. So what it is that every president you literally get. So we have a whole ceremony at our elections, which will happen in St. Vincent this year for our convention. We have a passing of the chain ceremony. So it leads from one president to the next. And literally you have, I like to say, the weight of all the presidents before you being transferred from one to the next. So it's kind of, this one has names on it. Some countries don't do names on theirs, but it has the list of all the past presidents on this chain. So it's a living history that we have here. Not everyone does it, even in the West Indies. Some of them don't engrave, but in JCI West Indies, we engrave and we have the names of everybody. So we have, if you need to know the president, who was the president in 1980 something, I can literally look on the chain and see it.
Okay. So is this only just for your position, or is it for all, presidents, whether it's locally?
So it's whether you're local presidents, national presidents, because throughout the world, there's several national presidents, and international also gets changed too. They might not engrave it and it will look different. Some have very elaborate chains, some have chains all the way down to the ground. Because international, it's 110 years they're celebrating this year.
Okay.
So some they have they have really long chains that actually drag on the crown because they have all the presidents to represent each president that's been there. So it depends, but it's different chains. But like at our ceremonies, you'll see a lot of presidents in their chains at international events or at our convention. You'll see me and mine and the local presidents in theirs at our installation ceremony, opening ceremonies, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it literally is the weight of everybody who came before. Yeah, that's
So you're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone, but it's also the foundation in terms of their roles to help to build and to
Because
retain.
we're all building upon
Right.
each other's work. Because we only have 1 year to lead, and that's a JCI concept. You have 1 year to impact and do what you're doing and make sure it is passed on to the next. So you have to succession plan.
Okay, so you cannot be revoted for a second term. You can't do 2 consecutive terms.
No, maybe in some desperate situations in the past it might happen, but it's not like that is not the first choice at all. Like it is 1 year to lead, you have 1 year to impact, and you change position. So maybe my role next year it's not going to be president, but it might be on an international level. I'll have an international role, maybe an appointed position. But each position is only intended to be for 1 year, so everybody can grow and give opportunities to others to do the same thing.
And like you can't skip a year, right? You can be president in 2025, skip 2026 and 2027. It's just 1 year throughout your tenure within the organization.
Yes, so it's literally a calendar year. January January
Okay.
1st to December 31st. That is your year to lead.
Okay.
You can make plans and pre-prep for it, but your actual years that you're in charge and you're president is a calendar year.
Okay. Something politicians need to also note, right? You do your term and you get everything done. All right. Skipping that. Let's get back into it.
All right, so we are here today to talk about the convention, the upcoming convention, which we've talked about before, but we're going to talk about it again. However, before we get to that, Dominic did mention an event that's taking place this afternoon. Could you give us a little bit more information, like the venue, the time, and so on, as it relates to that session?
Of course, the event is being held at the JCI Secretariat, which is in Stony Ground. Directions not my strong suit, but it's
opposite Russell's car park.
Yes.
Right.
JC's building.
Yeah.
JC's building or National Parks building
Right.
as well. There'll be a blue wooden building. That would be where the meeting is being held. It's being held at 5 p.m. And
But this is just for JCI members.
anyone's welcome.
Oh, it's an open invite. Okay. All right. Say it again then. Yeah. I didn't realize it was an open invite. So say it again. What is happening? The theme and what's the topic again?
So the topic is effective meetings. It will be held at the JCI Secretariat at 5 p.m., which is opposite Russell's car park. Everyone is welcome to join. That's about it.
Okay. So Casey, how are things going with planning of this convention?
Oh, well, things are planning an event of this scale. While I would like to say it's been flowers and butterflies, it has its fair share of difficulties. But what I will say is I'm definitely excited in regards to the plans that we have put in place. And nothing good comes easy. That's what I would definitely say. We work hard because we want a good convention. We face our challenges because we want everyone to come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines from all across the world and say they had a bomb time, the best experience they've ever had in JCI. So that's what we're aiming for. So planning, difficult, but exciting nonetheless.
And remind us again, when is it happening?
It's happening from October 8th to October 12th.
Okay. And we're expecting persons from
JCI West Indies, all across the Caribbean. We have some persons who will be coming from even Suriname, Jamaica, the USA, and so forth. So we're expecting mostly a regional audience, but we will have an international presence as well.
Okay. So if I decide to, because of this, the interest that I've gotten from this interview, decide I want to send in my application, I want to apply, can I still get to be a part of that convention? Could it be possible?
So, as we mentioned last time in our interview, but I love to remind the public because we really want to engage them in this convention. Anyone can sign up for this convention. As a matter of fact, we want members of the public to sign up and register for this convention. You could find us on Facebook and Instagram, JCI West Indies National Convention. We have official pages. You could click the sign up link and it'll lead you directly to register for the convention. And it'll provide you with all the information. Once you're within our email listing, you will get email updates and so forth. like what we're doing, our schedule of activities or different programs, if you've paid and so forth. Everything is provided. So what we really want everyone to do is become registered. We have a lot of amazing activities that. Can I go ahead and jump right into
Yeah,
it?
you can. You can. Yes.
My apologies. I always like to jump the gun because, like I said, I'm super excited. I really wish I could share the excitement that I have.
I feel it, Kirsty. I feel it. It's okay. I feel it. Yeah.
We have so many amazing activities. And as our Vice President of Individual Development mentioned, JCI is a leadership development organization. So we have our trainings, better financial management, how to utilize artificial intelligence to become more efficient in your daily activities. We have a plateau of trainings that we're going to be offering to everyone who attends the convention and becomes registered. But as I say all the time, we don't just do trainings. Young people are not just about going in a meeting and trading. We also have fun. We have a lot of social activities, especially in the evening time. After 7, that's when we begin.
You truly come alive.
Correct. You throw off your tie, take off your jacket, and you head into the club. You want to have different events. You want to attend the different events, such as like sunset shows, poolside party, where we'll have a cocktail, where you can drink as much as you want, eat, get some finger foods and so forth, get your alcohol, get your soft drinks, whatever it is that you like, socialize with the different young professionals from all across the world, quite literally, and just have a blast. And the different events like this, my favorite social event is the Island Night for convention.
Okay.
I literally love Island Night because that's where the different countries from all across the Caribbean come together and they display their unique individual characteristics within their country, their national dishes, their national songs, and they do cultural pieces like the singing, the dancing, the poems, the storytelling. So many amazing things here at this convention. If I had to talk about it, I'll be talking until tomorrow. But just register so that you can see the full schedule that we have offered to you, the registered delegates.
All right. Now we know registration. Is it free?
No.
All right. Let's get into that now.
So we have exited our early bird period. We're now within our regular registration, which ends on July 31st. So what we're going to be doing, what we currently have doing is a regular registration at $150, right? If you miss the regular registration period, you're of course going to be jumped into the late registration period, which is $190. So really reaching out to persons. You can contact us for more information to find out how you go about registering. Like I said, once you register through our official social media pages, we'll go ahead and email you, especially to give like the payment details, your schedule of activities, and promotional stuff. You can also feel free to reach out to me, our local chief liaison officer, Rashida Williams. She's of course handling all the local matters and persons from St. Vincent who are interested and so forth. But just register and we reach out.
There's one thing I probably just want to say. Well, this is for the general public though. There are times when we recognize young persons who may have you can see something in them in terms of that development that is needed, right? And being from a different service organization, when you recognize it, sometimes one of the things that if the person cannot pay, that they can sponsor that individual to attend, right? So this is just really for somebody out in the general public. If there's a young person who you've identified who you think can use this type of training or this type of exposure, you can reach out and probably sponsor that individual, right? Because we know that there are many young persons out there who have that capability and they need to be exposed to things like these, all right? So, yeah,
I definitely agree. What else do we need to know about the convention, Casey? Share some of your bubbly excitement, some more of your bubbly excitement with us. Look at the face.
Lots of bubbly excitement. So one of the things that I'm also super excited about, and this isn't for everyone because I know some people are shy. Some people say like they don't like read interviews and they don't like public displays.
But he's doing so well. So yeah.
Testament to what the organization does for you, by the way.
Right.
So one of the things I'm super hyped about is a public speaking and debating competitions. And this is like on a regional level because you have representatives from the different countries that are coming in here to St. Vincent and Grenadines. We're hoping that we could win. Of course, we might not, but still, we want to put forward that best experience where everybody comes, they give their best speeches, they engage the audience, and they represent what JCI does for you, the development that takes place within the organization. And that's just some of the that's another two of the activities that I'm super hyped about. Of course, we have our opening and closing ceremony. Closing ceremony you usually see the giving away of awards. I would probably let the national president speak a little bit more about this,
Okay.
because it's JCI West Indies I'll be giving those awards. And of course, the closing ceremony also has those nice, fun stuff that we do, our speeches, our goodbyes, our recognition, and everything. But
Yes. So for the closing ceremony, it's again because it's hosted by St. Vincent, but it's a JCI West Indies convention. It changes islands. Everybody has to bid where they would like to be and so forth. But for the closing ceremony, it is all about the awards. So I recognize some of my officers, some of the national counselors, like the winners of the competitions, the public speaking and the debating. What are the results of that? And then we also have we have the installation of our 2026 board of directors, and again the handing over the chain, all of that good stuff. My goodbye speech, the inaugural president's her speech. Well, sorry. His or her speech. We haven't had elections. Sorry. His or her speech about what to expect, what to thank yous, that sort of thing, and what to do. And so we have that there, and we have our elections that early just so you can start planning, because again, you only have a year to get everything done. So we already have that decided, and then we go on. I'm not done with my role. I have to take back the chain, unfortunately, because I do have to represent the organization at our World Congress, which is in November, and we have to vote and elect the international officers and so forth. But it will also give, if the person who's next in command has been elected, they can go to meetings and understand, what is the vision for 2026, so we can all be aligned. And you can ask questions based on the plan of action proposed for next year, so you can make sure your plans are aligned with international plans, so we're all on the same page. So that's kind of how we operate and do it, so we can have a proper succession, because you only have 1 year, so get everything organized. I want to say, like the US elections, we have elections by November, we have everything decided. So by January, when you actually kick in, you know what you're doing, you know where to go, and you transition.
Okay. All right. So we're going to wrap up this interview at this time, but we'd allow each of you the opportunity just to say something, to encourage persons to come out this afternoon, to encourage persons to register, to encourage persons to be a part of JCI. Whatever it is you want to say in your wrap up is just fine. All right. So Dominic, we start with you.
Okay. I think there's one thing I also wanted to add is, although we talked a lot about professional development, JCI is not just that. We also want to give back to the community. So, for example, one of our biggest things is the health fair that usually happens every year. But so if you're a person who also wants to give back to the community, JCI is also very, very welcoming to you. And we look forward to at least for you applying to join JCI.
I look like a youth, but I'm not a youth. But anyhow, yes.
So what I'll wrap up and say, if you'll permit me, is one, I like to give sincere gratitude, especially to our sponsors, because when you're hosting events of this magnitude, you need your corporate citizens to support you. Otherwise, you will not have a successful endeavor. So I really just like to say thank you so much to our sponsors that we have, especially those who jumped on early so that we could plan them properly. Can I go ahead and list them?
Sure.
So, for example, Argyle International Airport, Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, DHL, OSB, National Lotteries Authority, the Tourism Authority. I have to give them a big shout out. They've really been a major support for this convention. The Ministry of Transport, Gecko Limited, and we're really hoping that we could have more corporate sponsors jumping into this convention and supporting us. We want to represent St. Vincent well. We want to develop our tourism industry. We want persons to come in, have a good time, market it to the world so that we can say, St. Vincent is conference ready. We can host conferences, amazing conferences. We can facilitate guests. We're just encouraging everyone. So other than the thank you to our current sponsors, encouraging potential sponsors to give responses, reply, reach out and engage. I also want to say thank you to the delegates who have already registered from all across the region, also here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And also, before I wrap up, get involved in JCI. That's it. Just get involved. It's a whole lot. Reach out. Get involved.
Yes. So for me, finally, I want to echo the sentiments of the good convention director. As somebody who was a part of the 2023 when we hosted in Antigua, it does take a lot. So I want to encourage everyone, not just 18 to 40. We need everybody to pitch in, volunteer. We need volunteers to support because it is a big event. You're expecting at least about 150 young people. Again, that's a conservative number. It could go as high as 200 persons. But we would like, have support for the local organization to help them boast it. Like I know from Antigua, I know there are a lot of Antiguans who've never been to St. Vincent, so it's a great tourism opportunity to market St. Vincent and the Grenadines to say, okay, come to my island. This is what you can experience. This is how it's different. So I really want to market that, and I want to encourage, again, sponsors, whether you're over the age of 40, you can still volunteer, you can still support the development of young people, because we always encourage that, to help build them up and prop them up and help support in any way you can. And I would like to say, join JCI, you won't regret it. Again, whether you're over the age, under the age, we still want your support and encouragement, because some of our most passionate persons are over the age of 40, or they're so committed to the organization. They love the vision of what we do, and they want to give back to the community. So help nurture the next generation. So I want to encourage everyone to join, no matter the age. Thank you.
And with that, we have come to the end of our interview with JCI St. Vincent, here speaking about the visit of the regional president, as well as upcoming convention and events. This morning in studio, we had Dominic Hahn, the Vice President of Individual Development, Leisha Samuels, the West Indies National President, and Casey DeFreitas, the West Indies Convention 65 Director. Thank you very much for joining us here this morning. And I don't know if we'll talk again before your convention, but all the best.
That's everyone. Thank you for having us. It was always your pleasure. And we will definitely be here before the
Okay, then. All right. All right, then we are going to head straight